So here we have cut a 10 centimeter long piece of PTFE tubing using our razor blade, and we want to attach our nut and ferrule to this tubing. So the first thing we'll do is just slide the nut in, and then we'll push this ferrule into the tubing. You can see the ferrule can move freely right now, but we want it to not move as much. So we'll take our 2-port union and we'll push the tubing in, and then keeping the tubing in place, just push both the nut and the ferrule all the way down and then screw it in. And as you screw this in and tighten it, the tubing should constrict on this end, and that should prevent the ferrule from moving. So we'll pull this out, and you can see the ferrule is not moving. And another thing we achieved, which is quite important, is the tubing is in the same plane as the bottom of the ferrule, and this is important to prevent blockages in your different valves. So once we've screwed it in and we've ensured that the ferrule can no longer move and the nut is in the same plane as the cut plane of the tubing, we can go ahead and screw this into our valve. So now we'll screw this nut and ferrule PTFE tubing combo into our first valve. This is our lysis buffer valve, and we'll just screw it in all the way. You have to make sure that this ferrule is in the same plane as this tubing. It's very important that they're in the same plane. So let's just screw it in, and you screw in by hand. Alright, so this is now screwed in. Now we will attach a T to this other side. So now we'll attach this T to the other side of this tubing. Same thing here, just push the tubing and then put the ferrule in, and you can see the ferrule kind of moves. And then we'll Okay, let's try and pull this out, and if we did everything correctly, the ferrule and the tubing should be in the same plane, and that's exactly what we see here. So any flat surface fitting can be used to constrict the tubing at the end and make sure the ferrule doesn't move, and at the same time make sure that the tubing and the bottom of the ferrule are in the same plane. So let's just screw that back in. And now we will connect this to our two manifolds for the valves.